70-20-10 development plans, part of an ongoing, nonprofit leadership development video series. You've completed reviews of your direct reports. So now, how do you help a strong performer with high potential become a future leader? Organizations who fail to ask that question and act on the answers often end up losing their best talent and find themselves in a perpetual state of promoting second-string players or hiring externally. First, you need to identify the individual's specific development needs. Development needs come in two forms: steps your direct report must take in order to perform his or her job better today, and steps your high potential direct reports must take to assume leadership positions tomorrow. The second type of need is often harder to identify, and we have an entire video dedicated to finding out what skills your future leaders are likely to need. After you've identified development needs, you and your direct report are ready to co-create their development plan by identifying concrete opportunities to learn or improve these skills or build required knowledge. But what exactly should these opportunities be? To find the answer, I want you to identify a skill that you had to learn from scratch. Maybe financial literacy, project management, or surfing. How did you learn that skill? What were the critical experiences that helped you develop a real proficiency and eventually an expertise? Maybe you read a book or took a class. Maybe you had a friend or manager provide feedback. But the majority of your expertise likely came from simple practice, taking advantage of opportunities to use and perfect your skill until, eventually, it became less difficult. This insight that the most effective development happens on the job is borne out through research. While training and coaching have a role to play in leadership development, research from the Center for Creative Leadership and others has found that job-related learning drives 70% of development, mentoring and coaching, 20%, and formal training, only 10%. Job-related learning includes things such as special projects, stretch assignments, and an expansion of one's role. Of course, these are most powerful when the three are tightly integrated. Imagine trying to learn how to surf simply by swimming out into a choppy ocean, board in tow, without any lessons or coaching from an expert. Now, let's look at an on-the-job example, using YUSA's Developing Cause-Driven Leaders. In our example, we'll develop a plan with a strong potential leader who needs to develop higher-level public communication skills before she can manage a team. The YUSA guide suggests on-the-job experiences like requesting the opportunity to present a new idea to the board of directors, videotaping a presentation and having the future leader identify where she is strong and where she is weak, and then doing it again, serving as a trainer in an internal employee training. For coaching, the future leader may ask a trusted coach or mentor to signal her whenever she goes off topic at a meeting, or to assess how clearly she communicates when she writes, depending on where potential weaknesses may lie. Finally, for formal training, she may sign up for an in-person class that focuses on communication, or she may decide to read a recommended book. 70-20-10 means that the majority of learning happens by experience, but it doesn't get senior leaders off the hook for a well-managed and well-thought-out development process. Development happens on the job, but it doesn't happen on its own. It's up to current leaders to help guide the development of future leaders, help them identify the skills they need to develop and opportunities to learn those skills, and provide the critical feedback and mentorship they will need to get better. After all, even your high potential staff are likely to stumble at times when they begin practicing new skills. Now, think of a skill that one of your direct reports is trying to build. Think of 3 job-related experiences that might help them develop that skill. Think of 2 ways they can better leverage you or someone else in your organization to develop that skill. And think of 1 formal training, book, or webinar they could access to develop that skill. After you think through a few examples, try having a conversation with the direct report in the next week or so about future development opportunities. Perhaps send them this video and ask them to come to the conversation with some ideas of their own so that you can build an approach to try together. And don't forget to download YUSA's Developing Cause-Driven Leaders, filled with helpful examples of skills and how to build them. It's available at bridgespan.org, along with a number of other useful leadership development tools. This video is part of an ongoing leadership development video series. Let us know what you think by emailing leadership@bridgespan.org.